Hey everybody, this is Ken with Xmods Gaming, shooting another video. So this video is going to be about the Wii controller, and yeah, I'm just doing kind of like just a little fix on it. The D-pad was sticking, so I cleaned that out with isopropyl alcohol, 91%. If you're a teenager, you know, you might have just 70% laying around because that's what your parents have, so that's cool too. And let me zoom out a little bit. So yeah, I already started taking this apart and didn't know there was a security or a warranty if void sticker there. So let me get a close-up on that. Oh, okay. So yeah, as you can tell, you know, it still has a screw in there because I tried to super glue this post back, and so what you want to do is lift up that sticker and then use a 0-bit Phillips jewelers or jewelry screwdriver. Can't say jewelers too well for some reason, I don't know why. So yeah, sorry about this video, guys. I'm determined to put out a video, so, you know, fuck it. Even though I pretty much, cause, you know, what threw me off is it has clips up on the front, so when I pried it up, buttons went flying everywhere, and broke the post because I didn't see it. Because I was looking at this other Wii controller, and this one just has 4 screws on the back with no post. Imagine that. So we're without a sticker. So yeah, it just has 4 screws. So make sure you look for that warranty sticker on here. And then what? Yeah. So what I was doing is this right here. This was all crusted up. So I was just cleaning it with alcohol, which I might clean it some more because you know, it's like you can't really overdo it. A lot of people go to the extreme, soap, water, toothbrush, so you can do that too if you're trying to get one of these clean. Another weird thing about these controllers, if you use like regular alkaline batteries on it, just as kind of, even though it's off topic a little bit, or even rechargeables, you want to get rechargeables because you cannot, you know, you can actually put batteries in these Wii remotes and they'll just drain on their own for some reason. So usually it takes a week or so, but you know, it takes a few weeks actually. So make sure either you take your batteries out or get rechargeables. So that's just a pointer. So yeah, as you can tell, this is my first time taking one of these apart. So what you want to do is also get in the crevices and everything. Make sure, you know, I can really go to extreme and soak everything, but everything's so small on these controllers. I didn't really put it in perspective. Because I'm like, oh, I'm going to take it apart and shoot a simple video. But I didn't really put it into perspective on how many intricate little buttons. And if you ask me, it's kind of a pain in the ass, and I've been working on it versus something like a Xbox controller or something like that, or even a 360. Or Super Nintendo controller. That's a real simple controller to work on. So yeah, you try to get your stuff possibly clean, but clean as possible. So the 91% alcohol dries really quick, so there's a downside to that. You're going to be going through Q-tips really quick because it just dries on you. So But the reason why I use 91%, it dries quick, is a good thing as far as electronics are concerned. Doesn't leave any residue, and it cleans better. So that's why I like the 91%, for anyone that actually wants to know. And then yeah, you kind of just want to check everything, check the bottom. I can't really show you underneath because of the stupid post I glued, but I don't know, I was just being a freaking noob. It's just one of those days. I know, I'm trying to take that post off. I tried to super glue, but I don't know. It's like whatever. There we go. So another thing I want to mention is you can take these little side clips off. And underneath is a pad there and a carbon pad. So with the carbon pads, what you want to do is you also want to clean those up. So my Q-tip's still pretty wet. So you want to just kind of scrub around there. So this is where the trigger mech is. And then for the trigger mech, you just want to scrub that up. And then just kind of want to piece this back together, and then there's a couple, let's see if you can, a couple little holes right there where you can put the trigger back. Yeah, I was trying to do this video all professional and stuff earlier. Oh well, you know, welcome to the real world, right? Okay, I guess there's only one little through hole. So one little through hole that you have to put that in. Alright, and then it snap back in place. And then for your trigger, just in case if this does fall out, because it's real easy to pop out, so I'm just going to pretend it fell out. As it goes in like this, and then in between and the reason why you might want to repair one of these is, you know, it's these remotes are they're not hard to find, but they're starting to get up there in age where you're not going to really find them new. So, you know, you definitely want to take the time to refurbish if you can. If it's like, if you open it up and you see like these little pads ripped, it'd be the first thing I would check, see if there's any obstructions. You know, you kind of want to take the button membrane, press up on it, see if there's any tears or anything. And if you have any tears or anything in a Wii remote, then I would probably just get a replacement third-party one, to be honest with you. And I can honestly tell that crap is coming up on my hands. So someone must have spilled something on it. Whoa. See, buttons go flying everywhere. Small buttons. And then you basically just want to put everything back together. So, you know, I'll do as much as possible. Right now, honestly, I don't even feel like shooting a video anymore, but when you already pull the camera out and do all that kind of stuff, so you want to make sure your sync red button goes down in that little hole, and then you just want to snap it down like that. And then right now what I'm doing is I'm kind of just filling for any sticky residue or anything like that. And then yeah, another point I was making on my other video, but yeah, to reshoot it, but is reference another Wii controller or take a picture of your controller before you take it apart. So that way you have some guide to go back off of once you're done cleaning it. So yeah, the home button, that goes in the middle. See, all these parts are just super light, so be very careful. So I put the home button. I just don't want to flip it back over in front of the camera because then I'll start dropping pieces again. And then see home, and then plus and then minus. So you got the plus and minus buttons. So I just kind of kept them in the membrane and flipped them over. So if you can do that trick and get away with it, go ahead. But these buttons are keyed. So what I mean by that is when you slide it in, heck, there might even be in the wrong spot. Yep. And these buttons are so light, they'll even trade places on you. I hate buttons that do that. So as you can tell, they're keyed. Just to give you a reference. So, and then you want to put in your 2, and then your 1. And you can really detail these remotes. You can get a toothbrush and soap and water and really go to town on them if they're really dirty, but I don't know. It can be frustrating too, so if you're like me and you just rather throw it against the wall, march out and buy a new one, by all means. That's a good way to fix stuff too. So I'm going to take some more rubbing alcohol. And these carbon pads, you don't want to scrub too hard because it is carbon. It makes that connection with these silver pads as it comes contact with the board. But you also see how it's turning dark. That's a basic cleaning. It's just to take it apart, make sure you don't break anything like I did, and then take your time with it, put it back together, and make sure you do it when you have time. That also cuts down frustration, especially for me. Now these buttons are these weird type of contact buttons. It's like a foil. So these ones you don't need to clean, but I also recommend getting like a multimeter. And with a multimeter, the way you can test these, you put on the continuity setting, which is this arrow with the, it looks like a plus sign at the end, and it makes a beep noise. And then what you want to do is test them out like that. See if they're making contact. And it might be, you might need to get someone to press the button down while you're testing it. You know, maybe take something pointed like a toothpick or something, press it down, and then you test the points. So totally optional, you know. Or you could do what's called the smoke test, which is essentially just putting the thing back together and seeing if the buttons work. So if you don't have a multimeter, then you can invest in one. Why not? Alright, so, and then pretty much putting it back together is opposite from taking it apart. So another tip for you guys is kind of put it together like building a sandwich. And what I mean by that is you put the speaker in first on the one half, and then you want to take the back part and then just kind of put it back together and then snap it back into place. So alright, other than that, yeah, I'll call this a wrap. So I try not to be a stranger anymore, guys, and I'll try to put up more videos. So rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.